Hey Centra, thanks for tuning in once again for Wellness Wednesday. We are glad that you are joining us and that we have made it to March. Yes, which means spring is just a few weeks away.
It is.
And don't forget, we spring forward on Sunday. Yes, but we get that extra daylight. So we lose some sleep, but we get the extra daylight, and that means we're one step closer to my favorite season, which is summer.
Well, it is a good season.
It's a good season.
Yeah, it's true.
So today we want to talk to you about the fact that March is Nutrition Month. And so Center has all kinds of wonderful things planned around Nutrition Month. And so we're going to talk about some of those things today. Now, as a reminder, we want to start right off with the things that are so important in our wellness initiative this year, the 3 Ps. If you don't know them by now, write them down. We want you to A, fill out your preventive or your personal health assessment. I'm sorry, there is a preventive coming. We want you to fill out your personal health assessment on the portal. That's number 1. Number 2, we want you to have your preventive screenings done. And number 3, we want you to get a primary care physician. Start a relationship with a primary care physician. So personal health assessment, preventive care, primary care physician.
And all those things will get you well on your way to earning the wellness incentive for 2021, which is 5% on your health plan.
Right.
You can do the numbers to figure out what that's like. We are starting small with that, but know that we'll hopefully continue building on that as years go by. So get in the habit of doing it. Get in the habit of doing it while it's small, and then it will continue to grow.
Yeah. You are the one who has control of your health and your wellness and your well-being. So we want you to raise your hand, take that first step, and start with the 3 Ps. And of course, as Aubrey said, that ties into the Well Power Incentive Campaign for 2021, or for 2020 that affects 2021 premiums. Okay, let's talk today about the Nourish Workshop, how that ties into our Well Power Incentive program, and then how that ties in just for nutrition overall.
Yeah, so one of your healthy habits this year to receive the incentive is also to complete the Nourish Workshop. Now remember, you have until September 30 to complete all of these requirements. We are not asking you to do it in a very short period of time. We have a long period of time for you to work on those things. So start now so you don't have to do it all at the end. And some of them, like the Nourish campaign, you actually can't do at the very end. It is an 8-week module. So you want to get started on that now, because you don't want to run out of time at the end of the year and have 6 weeks left and it's an 8-week program. Okay. So just something to keep in mind. Okay. Even if you just go in and sign up for it now, you'll be better off in the long run.
Good tips.
It covers some really great and interesting things. So we want to learn about eating well. How do we have good eating habits? How do we budget to eat better? Sometimes that's hard, and sometimes the easy thing, and I think sometimes the misconception truly, is that it's easier to eat unhealthy foods because they're cheaper, they're faster.
Right.
So I think this will help break some of those misconceptions as you walk through the modules and learn a little bit more about ways that you can eat healthy on a budget as well. Eating well affects the way that we sleep, how well we perform from a physical standpoint. So how do we feel when we go out and run or walk or get into the gym and do some weights? Nutrition has a big part to play in how we feel in general. So all good reasons to learn more about nutrition during Nutrition Month.
Absolutely. And not just our physical, but our mental too.
Oh, absolutely.
I can oftentimes tell, I can pay when I'm feeding my body well and fueling my body well, I think better.
Yes, I agree.
I sleep better, I think better, feel better, all of those things. So just feeding your body.
Yeah.
Okay, so go out, do the Nourish Workshop. Good to know that it's 8 weeks. So Aubrey, where are you in your Well Power Incentive program? I've taken my personal health assessment, and I've gotten my physical for the year. I've
Yeah.
done one preventive screening. That in there. How are you doing?
So that is a great question, Stephanie. I am enrolled in the Nourish workshop right now.
Okay.
I need to catch up on it, I'll be honest. I'm a little behind.
I'm gonna hold you accountable.
You should.
I'm gonna hold
I really should be well through that, most of it, by the end of Nutrition Month. So
But
you can hold me accountable for
yeah,
that.
until September 30th.
I do. That is true. But I have signed up for it, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I have a dental appointment coming up, which will take care of my preventive exam, or my additional preventive exam. And then my physical is usually like in July, probably coming close into August now. So I have a little bit of wait time on that. But I can also complete things like the personal health assessment still, and just do some of the other workshop items.
There you go. You'll help us stay accountable. We'll
Yes.
keep each other accountable. All right. Well, Cintra, thanks so much for joining us. One thing before we sign off, as part of Nutrition Month, we're going to have our Chef Tim is going to have some really great meals every Wednesday. He's going to do meals around Nutrition Month, specifically for Nutrition Month. The first and third Wednesday of March will be a Weight Watchers meal. And then the second and fourth Wednesday in March will be a plant-based meal. If you are not familiar with a plant-based menu, stuff can be really yummy. Even if you are like me and you're a carnivore and you like meat, plant-based stuff can be really good for you and can be really healthy and yummy. So check those things out starting today, which is March 4th, every Wednesday through the month of March in Nutrition Month. So again, thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. We want to remind you to do well, to think well, and to be well. Cintra, we will see you next week.